Now at 4:30, ink to paper signed into law. President Biden signing the Inflation Reduction Act yesterday. And while inflation is in its name, it's actually being touted as the biggest step in climate action that we've ever seen.
Yeah, and meteorologist Elisa Raffa joins us now to talk about the steps forward with this new law and how it's fighting climate change. Elisa, it's a major effort.
Yes, surely unprecedented. The Inflation Reduction Act invests $370 billion to combat climate change alone. It includes more tax credits for Americans that drive electric and install solar panels on their home. It also pushes private companies to invest in a cleaner grid technology and adds more jobs to the clean energy sector. Now, political analyst Dr. Brian Calfano calls this law a down payment on our future.
We are dealing with a crisis that needs addressing, and to get the kind of really cooperation that we need to move this to a situation where we don't have the kinds of emissions, carbon emissions that we're used to seeing in the world, we're going to have a transformation. And it takes transformational types of laws to do that. And the structure of this one really pushes us in that transformational direction.
All right, so the big word there is transformational. We've been investing in wind and solar already. That's been going on for years. But what makes this law and this bill so transformative and what it's trying to do now?
Yeah, so wind and solar are our main forms of renewable energy, like you mentioned. They're growing the fastest, but wind and solar need batteries, right? So the sun doesn't shine 24/7. We need batteries to go with it. So Dr. Calfano was mentioning that this law outright directly invests money into that battery technology that needs to go along with the wind and solar to help make renewable energies more reliable, because without it, we still need to keep fossil fuels on the back burner because we can't 100% get to the renewable goals.
Gotcha. And Elisa, what role do the fossil fuel companies have in all of this as we try to transition away from coal and oil sources?
Yeah, that's why that investing in the battery technology is so important, is because we need to have that reliability on the grid, and we cannot ease our addiction on fossil fuels without having the battery technology be more reliable. So if it's more reliable, then we can depend on it less. And Dr. Calfano notes that this was made more difficult by the crisis that's growing on in the Ukraine. Remember, we had all the oil prices and everything that got crazy once Russia invaded. So it does make it more difficult, but investing more in that battery technology, even cleaner hydrogen energy too, will help increase our confidence in renewables, especially in the consumer market.
Yeah, I mean, and we hear this touted, but it's nice to dive into exactly what's that going to do. You can say climate change or it's going to help in that way, but to know what is in that is so helpful. So
concrete investments,
yes,
finally.
All right. Thanks, Elisa, for breaking that down and looking into that for us.
Yeah.